Well, good morning. Day 30. More than a month now, it seems like, been at this. But we're getting ready to go here. I'm going to walk out the hiker trail out to Highway 101. So I'm going to find it on my way back in. And call in to get a taxi so we can go down to Arch Rock and start our journey there at the Sam Boardman corridor. Apparently this 12-mile stretch of trail was kind of the inspiration for the Oregon Coast Trail. Talk more about that later. But today we're going to be at Arch Rock, Deer Point, Secret Beach, finally, China Beach, and go over the Thomas Creek Bridge, which is the highest elevation bridge over, or the highest span from the ground to the bottom of the bridge in all of Oregon. We'll go to Indian Sands and Whales Head Beach and Whales Head Point and House Rock. Go up and over Cape Ferrello, which I seem to keep calling Cape Falcon, but Cape Falcon is way north of here, as we way know. And Lone Beach. And after Lone Beach, it's about a 2.5 mile hike back to here, and call it good and get ready for tomorrow. So we'll go see what this Sam Boardman corridor is all about. Well, a bit foggy today, but I can still see the ocean, so you might have some views. We're gonna try and find the back way out here. See if we can get on Highway 101 a little quicker. Well, we're leaving Harris Beach State Park. Not for the last time, but this is I'm up here to go up and catch a ride up around Arch Rock, which is a little ways up the road. But a little overcast today. Doesn't look like rain, but you can still see the ocean. Pretty view. Had a good night last night. A little tough getting up this morning. Getting on the knees to crawl out of the tent kind of was a little painful, but once I was up, I was good. I'm not really that stiff, so I think we'll be all right today. Packing vitamin I in case we need it. Well, to save a little bit of road walking from Crystal River, I come up to start the day here at Arch Rock picnic area, and we'll head down the road here and see what we can find. Got a little bit of a hike ahead, but we should get back by about 6 tonight. Well, I've heard this trail is poorly marked, so we'll kind of follow along and see. I'm never going to be too far away from Highway 101 for the first part of this anyway. Go down to a couple of beaches. Should hit them at low tide, or at least not at high tide, which is way later this afternoon. Lone Beach might be the exception, but we'll figure it out. This particular corridor, Sam Boardman corridor, was named after the first state park superintendent. Sam Boardman was born in Massachusetts and came out here in his 20s, worked for the railroad, homesteaded in what is now Boardman, Oregon, which is out in Highway 84. Up by Umatilla and Pendleton, and eventually worked for the Parks Department and hired on a superintendent, and his job was to acquire new lands. And when he was appointed, there were not very many parks and pieces of lands, but when he was done, there was like 161 different parks of Oregon, and he accumulated and purchased through the land commissions and things. And so without him, most of Oregon parks would not have been. So we're very grateful to him. Oops, mud, gotta get through the mud here. He worked until he retired in 1950 and died in 1953. But we're grateful for all you did. Pretty steep drop off, but a very pretty little bridge. Can't quite get down there yet. We'll get there. I'm guessing that's Arch Rock. We're getting over here to Spruce Point. Actually to Spruce Island off of Deer Point. Lots of names today, so try and get most of that right. I think we're heading down steeply to Deer Point to view Spruce Island. All these trails seem to have one thing in common. They all go straight down and then straight back up. Well, I think this is Secret Beach. Sure a trick getting here though. Wondering where the trail goes on the other side. Well, this is pretty. Sure a lot of work getting here, but nice little ecosystem up on top of each of these rocks. Very cool. Tough getting out though. Did find the trail out, yay. Sort of a worn old trail marker, but got a little bit of a creek up here with a decent bridge across it. Yay. I'm glad I got a lighter pack today. Heavier pack coming down that hill, especially if it's wet. I don't think that's going to happen. Alright, now what? We're headed over to Natural Bridges next. We gotta get up and over this little hump first, and then down to China Beach. They could put these probably about every 100 yards if it's raining. But we're gonna head back over here and get some more vitamin I. The knees are letting me know they fell yesterday and they took a pretty good impact, so time to deaden the pain so we can keep going. Quite the spot. Natural Bridges viewpoint. Very pretty. Well, this only gets better. We're going to hunker along the road for a while until we can find the access trail down to China Beach, which we ought to be able to get at because it's not high tide. So that should be okay. Pretty place here. Some of the trails are pretty steep. Bring your good pair of knees and a good pair of trail shoes, no loafers. You'll be slipping and sliding all day long.
off of China Beach, but hopefully the answer's down there somewhere. I'll wander down to the end there, figure it out, get a little food. Someone has built shelter. I think that little next pile of sticks halfway up the hill there is the way off the beach. Going over there and then up that little slot. Back to the road, as the description says, steep. Alright, looks like a trail to me. At least it's better than the one coming down from Cape Sebastian yesterday, so probably go straight up. That's okay. It's better than straight down. I'm having difficulty with straight down today, so straight up's okay. China Beach. A lot of things with China Creek in them. This is one of the few China beaches I know. Well, just got across that, put my foot down and the trail gave way. Kind of went straight down to my knee. Didn't feel very good. We're close to the road, as you can hear. So we'll get up here and assess and walk on the road and get over Thomas Creek Bridge. Well, that was less of an impact than yesterday. This just the ground went out from underneath me and I just went down. So no harm, no foul, I guess. No blood, just a little scratched up, but we'll continue on the road up here. I'm a little gun shy now, so we'll stay off of cliffs for a while. All right, we have reached the Thomas Creek Bridge. We're not going to go bungee jumping today. Although you probably could. If it were legal. 345 feet up on Thomas Creek. And if you're scared of heights, I'd imagine you wouldn't look down. We'll see what it's like when we get out here. Now's a good time. Ready? Oh my. That would definitely leave a mark. You'd be dead just from the fear before you hit the ground. We'll get over here to the viewpoint and then look back on the bridge and see how it's made. Aside from the drain, the other interesting up here is this little part that allows the bridge to expand and contract due to the weather. Alright, I think we're at Indian Sands. Yep, okay. And we'll find our way out over here. And all kinds of markers over here. Important area here. A lot of native artifacts have been found out here, whether they're bits of pottery or stone tools or whatnot. So this little 7 miles of trail has had a lot of research done on it. At least the trail's a little bit better. What's this? Spruce here. Kind of nice to be on a nice wide path for a change, instead of hunkering on the edge of a cliff. I see this goes downhill rapidly. It's like everything else from the road down to the beach. So we'll just have to go down rapidly with it. Well, I must say the trail in through Indian Sands is a lot more pleasant than anything I've been on today, so maybe the beach. This is nice, quiet, still overcast, but a pleasant 60 degrees. Doesn't feel like as humid as it was. We'll get up here to Whale's Head. Seen more of these guys out the last 2 days. It just must have some weekend event somewhere. I saw at least 24 of them yesterday. Anyway, he looks like he's on a mission. Like a lot of this trail, I think this has been trimmed recently. It's kind of nice. I didn't do anything with the roots, but at least we got a path large enough for a large animal to get through. Viewpoint. I've seen better looking whales. I guess you can see it. Alright, we're heading over that way. We're getting close to the end of the scenic corridor. Alright, well I think we're going to go down to House Rock next, and then the Cape Ferrello viewpoint. We'll hit that, and then I think we're going to call it a day. I'm not going to go down on any more beaches. It's high tide, and it's getting later, so it should put us in close to 5 o'clock or so. As we come out of the forest here to House Rock, it seems to have a viewpoint up here. I'll go up and look at the view. It's hard to believe that chunk way down there, it's Cape Sebastian. And we've come all this way to China Beach. Came up the hill here. We're just about at the top of Cape Ferrello at House Rock, which we have this monument to, I guess. Oh, Samuel Boardman monument. Very nice. Shrink this down so we can see it. First and foremost, a conservationist, Sam Boardman's singular vision of the natural world became his greatest gift to the people of Oregon. As the first superintendent of state parks in 1929 and 1950, he pursued land purchases and donations with a zeal and determination not soon forgotten. Almost single-handedly, Boardman transformed a tiny series of roadside parks into a magnificent state park system, preserving some of Oregon's most spectacular landscapes for all of us and for future. The rugged 12-mile coastal preserve was named in honor of Sam Boardman on the eve of his retirement in 1950. By retaining the natural, harming as little as possible, you better serve those who follow you. Sam Boardman. Seems kind of small as rocks go. House Rock. Maybe that's just the tip. Alright, we're out of the short grass and just about up to the Cape Ferrello parking lot, where my knees have finally said no mas. Not going down to Lone Ranch Beach. But still nice out, no wind. That's kind of a blessing today. Let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. There's a drone flying in front of me. Somebody's playing with. Cape Ferrello was named after Bartolomé Ferrello, who was a Portuguese explorer exploring the Pacific coast in 1542, long before Sebastian and Captain Vancouver and all of those guys. He probably sailed right by this place, didn't even know we were going to name it after him, but he didn't come to much claim to fame after that. A cloudy day, but at least it's not cold. Yay. Well, I'm going to go take care of this 4:30 bench over here because it's 4:34 and I'm late. Have a little sit down for a little bit, get a little water, and get ready to go in the last 2.5 miles into Harris Beach, passing by the next little stop. But we'll give Lawrence and Esther Thompson some respect here. Well, I'm having a little trouble getting off the 4:30 bench here, so I'm just really tired. The fall didn't help today. Knees kind of throbbing, but I got a little ways to go to get into camp, and then we'll see if I want to go into town tonight and have some dinner or just go to sleep. I don't know. This is a very interesting collection of trails along here, the Sam Boardman corridor, and it is very steep in spots, and in the winter, oh God, I would bring crampons. I mean, it would be bad. But it's an interesting collection of trails that are just kind of odd that they're all right next to each other here. But the Natural Bridges was very pretty. I'd recommend maybe go see that because you can park and walk out to the overlook, and it's one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. But today's been pretty good. To get some bad news, my sister's cat buddy finally went to meet his maker. Kind of liver failure and kidney failure. You know how that goes in old cats, but it's still sad. So we wish Buddy well. He was a good cat and a good friend. Brookings. Alright, this is the Brookings coastline with Rainbow Rock out there. And several other. Alright. Steep grade. No. I've been on a steep grade. I doubt if it's that steep. But we'll follow it. Hopefully it'll end at the park. Going and see if I can get there by 6:30. Alright, and just like that, we're back at the gate at the park.